Gotta go!
For my homework!
If your weeks feel chaotic, it's not you. We've all had those weeks that are just chaotic. Everything is falling behind, and we know it's our fault because we haven't prepared well enough. Today, I'm going to show you how streamlining 3 areas in your life can really help improve your week. My name is Stormy, and I'm a project manager, so my goal is to be as efficient as possible. When I started implementing some of these tactics at home, it made a big difference for my family. I am not perfect by any means. I am late for things at times or forget things. You'll find messes in my house. But the goal isn't perfection. The goal is to make improvements that help streamline your week so that you can have more meaningful and intentional time with your family. And that's what it has done for mine. So I'm glad that you're here, and I hope some of these tips will help you to have a smoother week. These are the exact 3 systems that we use to make sure our week runs smoothly. This is so important because if you don't have a grasp of your schedule, your week is going to feel chaotic before it starts. At the start of every week, I sit down and look at everything we have going on, anything that's already locked in place. 2 working parents and 3 active kiddos keeps our house really busy, and I know you have your own active, busy story as well. Writing it out at the beginning of the month and revisiting weekly helps you to be protective of your time and helps to eliminate what project managers call scope creep. Too many unplanned activities and scurrying about for meals will definitely rob you of your time. Seeing everything written out gives you an opportunity to determine if you want to eliminate some things to create space for more relaxing moments. The fun part is obviously adding the holidays and birthdays so the family can count down for these fun events. My husband and I are both from big families, so to keep track of all birthdays, we have one sheet with everyone listed and we just add it to the calendar for that month. Now that you have everything together, make sure to share it with your family. We keep our calendar in a visible place so that everyone can see it and knows what's going on. There are no surprises, and this feels more manageable. The next step in prepping for our week is to plan our meals. I avoided this for a long time because it felt like a lot, but what I realized is not planning our meals is making my week harder. By 5 p.m., you've already made hundreds of decisions, so having a system in place is one less thing to decide at go time. I came up with a system that ensures we have a healthy, varied diet, but not something that leaves me stressed at 5 p.m. when I have to transition from project manager to chef. I assigned each day of the week a category, both for dinner and breakfast. And then as I'm planning out my recipes for that week, I can list out what I'm specifically cooking. For instance, on Thursday, it's soup, salad, and sandwich. This week, we'll be having chicken noodle soup and Caesar salad. Having a set schedule like this has helped us to have variety in our diet and not questioning, when was the last time we had this? Now we know. The kids have gotten used to this and really enjoy it. My daughter will say, oh yay, it's Monday, pasta night. Or my son will say, the next time that it's red meat night, can we do burgers? I also use a deep freezer to make sure that we have plenty of meat as well as some quick go-tos for those emergency nights. Something else that has been really helpful for our family is in batch cooking. We love soup, and this is an easy go-to meal. I typically double or triple recipes when I make them, and then I will store them in our deep freezer. We batch cook as many breakfast items that we can as well, and it makes for a really smooth morning. Eating together has been a priority for my husband and I would say we do it as a family probably 95% of the time. But it wasn't until we started scheduling our meals, stocking up, and batch cooking that things really improved. The last part of our meal prep system is in identifying who's going to help clean up after dinner. We all know it's time consuming to make dinner, to clean up afterward. If I were doing every bit of it, there's no way we would eat it 95% of the time. So it's a team effort. My husband and I take turns cooking, and then we all clean up as a team afterward. We've identified the roles on the chore chart at the bottom, and the kids know which day is theirs, whether it's to sweep the floor or to set the table and reset it, or to be cleanup crew. They all have different responsibilities. They check the list and then go and see what their item is, and we complete it together. Usually we're laughing, singing, turning on some sort of music, and it makes it go by so much faster, and it's not just on one person to take care of everything. It takes 10 to 15 minutes to plan all of this out, but once you do it, you will be so glad because it will save a lot of stress and a lot of indecision throughout the week. The third system is the upkeep of your home, because if you don't have a plan, everything falls apart by Wednesday. Life is busy and we are all trying our best. You are not the problem. Our houses are not the problem. The problem is just not having a system. In reacting to things, picking up when it looks like a bomb has gone off, this is what makes everything feel really out of whack.
Put a few repeatable processes in place.
Keep in mind this will look different for each house, but for us, these are some of the things that have really helped in our system. First of all, we have a chore chart. We list out what we know will need to be done that week, and we divide it up into each of the members of our family. So every person, even on school nights, does a couple of things to contribute. And then obviously chores that are a little more time intensive would be saved for the weekend. We also make our beds when we get up first thing in the morning. My husband and I, our rule is that whoever's the last person in bed makes it. And I've seen him like sprint and almost break an ankle to make sure that he's the first one up. But seriously, that's how we do it. Kids make their beds every morning. This is your nice first little victory in the day. This is small, but has saved a lot of time. We keep this list next to the refrigerator, and we've used it so often that we've laminated it. Anytime that someone uses the last of something, they'll write it in here with a dry erase marker. And so that way, when I go to the store, I already know. There's nothing worse than getting ready to bake and then somebody has used the last of the flour and I had no idea. This sheet has it categorized to also make your grocery store visit easier. This has been helpful, and this is a system that has kind of minimized the effort in the grocery store as well. This could be a video of its own, but using a checklist for our kids for the morning, afternoon, and nighttime is part of our system that has probably been most instrumental and saving my sanity. I don't have to say the same things over and again, but they have a chart. They check these things off, including some of the things we've already talked about with making their bed, doing their chores. But this, just grabbing all those things that you have to say to kids over and again and putting them in one space so then they can check them off, has been a big help. And the last system that we use is Toy Jail. We have used this for years and years, but anything that's just left out, not being cared for, goes to Toy Jail. The kids have to do 2 chores to earn back each item that's in Toy Jail. This doesn't mean they walk away and use the restroom and they left it there and you hurry and snatch it. This is, it's being left there, they're on to the next thing, it's been a while, and they've left a mess. This is good for keeping our house in order, but it's also good for them too. We want them to be able to be good college roommates and good spouses one day and able to
Pick up after themselves.
There isn't even a fight over it. They just will walk up to me, say, "Here are my 2 chores I have to do." And that's it. But it has been so helpful in keeping our house tidy. It's not about having a perfectly clean house. It's about having a house that runs well without you having to constantly think about it.